Well, good morning everyone. It's just above zero and here on our homestead, and I just want to talk a bit about some of the stuff, the crazy stuff that's going on in the world and how we're responding to it. So I sort of titled this video, whilst the world is panic buying, we are panic growing. There's obviously a sort of a humorous irony in that there's no panic in growing stuff, but in all seriousness we are reviewing how we utilise the areas that we do have. Clearly we are blessed with a lot of area, but I mean it's what you do with it really, whether you've got a tiny sort of 6 foot square garden or whether you've got the sort of land that we have. Not that you can grow on all of it of course, but it's really what you do with it. So we've been looking at areas where we might be able to grow stuff where we haven't previously. This is one area on the end of the barn, and the sun rises over here and then sets over there, so that it does see a lot of sun, and certainly on the other side, which I'll show in a minute. And at the moment it's just got some sort of rubbish scrap there really, which would easily tidy up. We could give that, we could either, if we've got enough compost, just put some compost down there, or give it a quick till and then put some covering over the top. As you've seen from our other videos, we're moving to a no-till type methodology, but I don't see anything particularly wrong with in situations like this giving it a quick till just across the top to level it off and give it a fresh start. So we'll probably do that here, and then along here we could grow some tall beans or some tomatoes, or even a patch of sweet corn. We've got to think about stuff that we can process and then freeze. So this is our top field. This is a field that's traditionally been ploughed and heaped road, and we have converted it, or we're in the process of converting it, to a market garden, no dig style garden, which is far more efficient. We've also had this area, extra area, ploughed. The last plough was last autumn, and we asked the person that comes to do the ploughing to just do this extra part, just to get a good start really on the soil. Again, generally speaking, I'm opposed to ploughing, but you've got to have a good start. You've got to start from somewhere. I don't really have a problem with an initial start. We will gently till this to level it off, get a good start. We will either grow grains in here, or again thinking about what we need to grow for our self-sufficiency this particular year, we may change our plans a little bit to adapt that. But I'm not going to go too much into this area because I'm going to cover it in a separate field. I'm very excited about this project. I'm really pleased how it's coming along. We've got the initial beds laid out. They're standard 30 inch, 75 centimetres by 10 metres. You can see we've started on the second row. There'll be 3 rows of 6 beds and a sort of a bonus bed on the end there where it wasn't quite ploughed straight, but that's fine. We can utilise that area as part of our plans. But yeah, I'll cover this more in a different video and go into greater detail. 2 beds of 1 metre wide, no dig potatoes. Soil with we've covered it with leaves over the winter, and we've got hay. We've got some other bales elsewhere that we can use to put the, excuse the noise, we've got builders here at the moment replacing the roof and doing other stuff in the chimney, so if it's been noisy during the video, I'm really sorry, but that's life. And so yeah, this is our top field, as we're calling it, our market garden. So this area, this year was hops last year, which weren't very successful actually. They grew amazingly well, but there was no hops produced. So we've started to wood chip this area as we move to a sort of a no-till or back to Eden where we can. And within that, underneath last year is compost already. So we'll use this keep this frame, and we'll utilise this for beans. I've got some cobra beans recommended to me through someone on Twitter. Thank you, Nikki. And we'll let the beans grow up there. They're good croppers apparently, the cobra beans. French beans, climbing beans, and then we can harvest those and freeze them. We've got rhubarb here already. This area we could easily use by putting some rows here of some kind of mulch compost material, or just some fresh topsoil over the top, and could grow peas, for example. An area that's not been utilised before, and there's no reason why we can't use it. And here's the other side of the barn. Bit of a mess in the moment, but easy to tidy up, and we could use these walls again for tomatoes, beans, something like that. We've got these piles of dead dry wood around. We are storing these to be used in a hugelkultur bed that we are growing on the other side, and I'll show you that in a minute where that will go. But we could, why stop at one hugelkultur bed? We could grow more, we could use more. It's a case of putting the effort in, and certainly the materials, the more materials are no problem. We've got an abundance of wood and organic material. So again, just thinking, how can we use the space we got? How can we utilise it better so that we can panic grow? I do laugh. I mean, what's the panic buying stuff all about? People are crazy, aren't they? Toilet roll for a virus that doesn't require toilet roll. But there you are. People are stupid, aren't they? So this is where the hugelkultur bed's going to go. Hopefully here. We've harvested some silver birch that we've got. We're going to terrace a plot over here. Make a separate video about that, but we're looking to terrace these plots to make better use of the slopes that are here. This is all soil that's been pulled up, where this area here was all originally for was a vegetable field, and as they've ploughed it, they've pulled the earth up, and it's caused these terraces. Some more piles of organic material ready for the hugelkultur bed. Again, this will get tidied up, ready for the summer. This is our greenhouse, which has suffered the storms in the winter, so it's pegged down at the moment, and it needs a little bit of adjustment, but inside is fine. And this is our, what last year was our experimental garden, our no-dig permaculture area, whilst the other areas of the property were still traditionally tilled, ploughed, and the earth raked up. And you can see here's our lovely garlic. That's come up through the hay that was down as a sort of blanket over the winter. Got 2 beds. There's approximately, I think, 150, 160 cloves of garlic in there. The difference with this area to the main field, which is that this is all organic material on top of soil. There is literally no digging here, and you can see we've started to put the wood chips around the walkways. We've had a mole attack here. So this compost is from the animal barn over there. Traditionally ducks, pigs, birds of any sort would have been kept in there, and over the years bedding, leaves would have been used as bedding and organic material where hay wasn't available, and we're talking about sort of over the last 50 years that's all settled and has made some fantastic compost, which we've been mining, for want of a better word, and we've been building these rows up for these no-dig beds, and then we're going to build some more beds here. These lines were thin lines that we used to experiment with different types of fertiliser, and all organic, of course, and compost to grow French beans, and then we utilise the findings from that for this year. But we'll just build more beds, I think, across here, and this is our run of beans and peas, and we've got loads of space to grow more if we wanted to, no problem there. We're going to try and maybe utilise this gully and perhaps build a long hugelkultur bed along here. You can see we've just started down there with some, we scraped up from the bottom of we've cleared all the nettles and various organic matter down the bottom there. Scrape that up, and we'll probably build a second hugelkultur bed here, which we can utilise. And over there is we've got our forest park, as it were. So it's sort of non-commercial forest area, and there's lots of organic matter there that we can utilise as well. So we're just thinking how can we grow more without too much more effort? Of course, there's always initial effort required, particularly for these no dig systems, but then from there on in, there's not as much work, but we're just utilising the space that we got to our best advantage. So that this year, rather than panic buying, we can panic grow, and essentially that is what self-sufficiency is about. Just planning what your needs are, thinking through for the seasons, understanding your areas and how to utilise them, and becoming less reliant on supermarkets, shops, producers, other producers. And of course that also eases the burden, so that others that don't have the luxury of the land that they can grow stuff on can easily access the produce they need from shops. And that's a great thing to do. So I would just encourage you, any space that you've got, please have a go at growing something. I want to encourage you to do that. I'm looking at perhaps a project or a set of videos to encourage people to grow, and any sort of space that they've got, they can grow something on, and that all helps to ease the burden on shops, and it actually is a real delight in growing stuff yourself and cooking with it and enjoying the taste is definitely different when you're growing it yourself. And so I just want to encourage people to do that. Really, have a go. This is what we're doing. You'll see this develop, and we'll keep you updated with videos. Thanks for watching and supporting our channel. Thanks for listening to me go on and on about stuff. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. We've got some more videos coming up soon, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thanks a lot.